I just left the gym and I'm getting ready to drive home, and when I opened the center console of my truck to get my keys out of it, I came across this. And this is my key to the Performance Center. And inside that sleeve is a picture of someone that I came to call a friend, certainly a mentor in a variety of different ways, not just to me, but to a million people in our industry, and obviously that's Dusty Rhodes. And I got this, I guess you'd call it a prayer card at Dusty's funeral, and it has a poem on the back of it. And it just reminds me of some of the things that I believe in. And I say it all the time on Twitter, and I type it, and sometimes I feel like I'm just typing words out into the ether, you know what I mean? And there's a couple of different things. One is work hard, treat people fairly, and earn respect. And the other is love somebody today. And I don't know why, but when I looked at this just now getting in the truck, it reminded me of my conviction in both of those sayings. So when you see me type them, it's not just something I'm putting out there for people to look at or to react to or whatever. These are things that I believe. These are tenets of my life. These are rules that I guide my journey by. And I feel like if you do the same for you, you can attain whatever you're looking to attain. Yeah, and be that in wrestling or in life or whatever your vocation is, whatever you're trying to do. If you work hard every day and you treat people fairly every day and you do those two things often enough for long enough, you're going to earn respect. And on top of that, if you love somebody today, you're going to get that in return because you get what you give. Anyway, Dusty, I miss you. I thank you for everything you've done for me and for everybody else. And I'm just reminded of how great you are and how that inspires me to continue to walk in your enormous shadow. So again, it's Adam Pierce, and I'm leaving the gym, and I'm going to go home and love somebody today. Thanks.
the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Whoa, we shine. Yeah, they're loaded like a freight train, flying like an aeroplane, speeding like a space plane. One more time tonight. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Welcome to the jungle. Watch it bring you to your knees. Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? I wanna go. I wanna know. Oh, won't you please take me home, baby?
What is up, everybody? I apologize for the longer delay than I intended. It just kind of happened, and I apologize to Paradise Kitty especially for botching their video. I thought I'd crop that. Obviously, didn't edit it enough. Welcome to Talk Wrestling on the Jeff Meacham Network, on the NoDQ.com YouTube channel, on the Casa Studios, on the Greg Cherry brand, and on the Twitters of all those except the Casa because I haven't got that linked up just yet. But I'm working on that. It is Tuesday. It is now 10:08 Eastern, so I do apologize again for my tardiness, but the trailers were a necessary thing. I did want to make sure I got the thing about the kitties out there because they are going to be home here in LA on Thursday night at the Commerce Casino, and I'll be there with them doing their merch, which means I will not be on this week's No DQ review. So I do apologize in advance again for my absence on that show. I will be back on the No DQ review as soon as I possibly can. So thank you for everybody for understanding that. I double book myself. It happens all the time in wrestling and podcasting and everything. So I do apologize for my faux pas there. I'm not putting my name up this one. You guys know who I am. If you don't, then it is what it is. Hi, Ray. Good to see you. Hello, Matt. Good to see you. Dwayne, thank you for the $2 super chat. What up? Good to see you. Thank you. Psycho's got the question right off the bat here. Would I rather to get choked out by Rhea Ripley or take a Flair chop from Ric Flair? Probably a chop from Rick. Only, I mean, at this point, it's kind of like a rite of passage to take a chop from one of the greatest ever, and I haven't done that yet. And being choked by Rhea Ripley might cause even more embarrassment in the ring than needs, or wherever I am, that needs to happen to me at this stage of my life. So there you go. So thank you, Psycho, for that question. Much appreciated. So a lot's going on. WWE's product seems to be, if nothing else, pacifying the WWE universe, pacifying the masses, and appears to be improving, right? I mean, we don't know, what the ultimate, end game will be, the goal will be, whatever you want to call it. But things are getting better on that front. We seem to be building now toward JJ. Good to see you. Hey there, hi there, ho there yourself, sir. You beat Josh to it, so that's always good. Rhea can choke JJ any day, apparently. So there you go. There is that. We appear to be building toward a all-out pay-per-view Labor Day weekend, where we will see the unification of the interim and original AEW World titles between CM Punk and Jon Moxley. We're building toward Clash at the Castle on WWE television, where we're going to get apparently Drew McIntyre facing Roman Reigns for the undisputed title. NWA 74 is the previous weekend. They have a major card lined up. We're going to go over that in great detail when we get closer. So keep that in mind as we get toward the end of August. I mean, it's only the 16th, so we still got a good, 12 days before we hit NWA 74. Dwayne says, let me re-ask Psycho Jet Buck's question. Would you rather take a chop from Chris Benoit or Gunter? God. Neither. If I, forced to make a decision, I guess Benoit, when Benoit was in his prime doing the chops, because God, Gunther's makes my chest just hurt just hearing them, and having been in a little amount of space and hearing that echo off the walls of that Legion Hall all those years ago at PWG just frightens me to this day. It tears at my lack of ginger soul. So yeah, definitely Chris Benoit. Hello, Ken. Good to see you, sir. Psycho says, do you think Triple H will try to create a Hogan-type megastar where only one person is the top, or will he try to create multiple stars that can share the main event spotlight? I appreciate you asking this. You actually asked this on Aaron's show the other night, too, so I appreciate you following up with me. I think the era of the one guy, the one megastar, is over. Vince tried that with John Cena, and people shit on it within a year. He tried it with Roman Reigns for many years, and it only just now happened. But Roman Reigns isn't the only guy anymore. He is the WWE, the Undisputed Universal Champion, but he's not the only guy in that top tier. So I think the era of one guy being the guy is over. And if I'm Triple H, I realize that too. Because Triple H has been around, in WWE anyway, for over 25 years now. He's been in the game for longer than that, and he's a student of the game. He's a student of the industry. He's followed, the trends of the guys like the Horsemen and the NWA system and the WWF system back in the day. So I think Triple H, as head of creative, Stephanie in charge of the business, I think we will see whatever their vision tries to be. Paul Heyman, we talked about on Mike Night. Paul made a great point about, anybody that believes that we're going to get a complete 180 shift from what we've seen in the last 40 years is deluding themselves. I think that we're going to see a lot of what Vince has incorporated in the last 40 years at the helm of the ship, but with certain tweaks and nuances presented by Triple H and Stephanie. So time will tell, but for my money, the era of the big man, the one guy as the guy, is over. Virtue's Army. Good to see Virtue's Army here in the room. Will Cody's push be in trouble since Hunter is running the show? Absolutely not. Nope. Not going to happen. What about that chop from the Big Show? God, if you guys don't want me to get chopped to shit today. My chest hurts enough as it is. Before everybody, comparing Big Show to everybody else, I still would put Big Show below wanting to take one from Gunther, because Gunther's is the worst for me. Is Greg's August goal still at 210? Good question. Don't have an idea right now. You have to get Greg on the horn, and it's already 10:15 back there, so I'm not sure what Greg. I would assume we are close to 300 on that side of things, so you have to check with Mr. Cherry. Do you think Triple H will give Rock one more run with the title? I don't think Rock needs a run with the title. I think we need to have Rock and Roman be about Rock and Roman. I've said that a couple times. That match, that feud, that whatever does not need the WWE Championship in its thing. Ken says Hogan-type megastar is non-existent since none of the faces are huge. Riddle is good, but he's not treated as a top guy yet. Yeah, and I wouldn't even remotely classify Riddle in the same category as Hulk Hogan. Like, not even sniffing at that yet. BTH says, do you see Ciampa as a future WWE champion? Me personally, I would love a Cody versus Ciampa feud with title on. I'd love that too. I've always liked Tommaso Ciampa. I think he allowed himself to believe that he wouldn't get a proper run on the main roster, which is why he stayed in NXT for so long, which is why he stayed in the Indies for so long. So I think what we're seeing now could be one of those, maybe it's too late for him to be the world champion, but maybe not. We'll see how he does with Miz in the short term here. Muhammad says, happy Tuesday on Tuesday night, Jeff. I hope you're doing well, and same with everyone here in the live chat. Doing well so far today, sir. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. Josh says, sorry he's late. Couldn't find my cup for milk for Oreos. Oh, you're having Oreos. You suck. I got Oreos in the house, and I'm not having them because I'm trying to be a good boy. By the way, this is Crystal Light and water like it was on Snap by Sports Bar. This is not alcoholic. I wish it was sometimes, but no, I'm trying very hard. I actually did my first full-on DDPY written entry and video entry as well. And that's going to be on my out there in the ether shortly. Maybe not tonight, but it's come down to the point where my physical and mental states are just needing a major shift, and hopefully DDPY part of that, my eating better will be part of that. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get myself better. I have a goal to be down to 215 by WrestleMania when I walk in SoFi Stadium and walk all the way up to my damn cheap seat. $170 is cheap. I want to be down to that weight of 215. So there you go. Out there for the world to hear now. How many of you are watching Talk Wrestling tonight on the Meacham Multiverse of Media? Psycho says, I remember in the Greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, Roderick Strong chopping the F out of Daniel Bryan and the aftermath. Yeah. Okay. So I've been in an arena more than once with Roddy Strong when he was wrestling here at PWG, and his chops are also, and Bryan's. Golly, Bryan Danielson's chops just make my muscle memory quiver more than my liver did back in the day. Yeah, definitely not taking a Hanson like lariat or a Bob Holly chop. I'm old and tired, not stupid, Ken. Do I think Cody's advertisement is legit? Although thought he'd be back and win the Rumble in January. I didn't see an advertisement from Cody. So, and yes, just so we're clear on everything that's being out there, in addition to Greg's goal of 300 to get the title match gauntlet for the WTC Championship, next week's dads, which will be our top 10 SummerSlam matches for the night, will go directly into the Renegade birthday fund for Monday, because Monday is JJ's birthday coming up next week, and also Thursday's No DQ review. And since I won't be there, I definitely want you guys to definitely super chat and get your questions, because the idea of the No DQ review on Thursday is if you guys control the narrative with your super chats. Whatever you guys put out there, that's what's going on in this show. So it's going to be a train wreck of fantabulous proportions. I'm looking forward to watching it on demand when I get home from the concert. Richard says, what are my top 5 Rumble returns? We'll save that for January. The Rumble's not a topic at the moment. Triple H better be smart and get a new design for the Universal title. The fact that they're still going with it when the fans have rejected it since it debuted is annoying. Yeah, I agree. Okay, NXT 2.0 spoiler alert in the chat here. Okay, here it comes. With Santos Escobar losing tonight, which I'm betting he's getting called up, how do you see him, Triple H, using him? It literally happened 20 minutes ago. Don't know. It depends if his boys go with him or not. I didn't see NXT. I'll let you know when I get done with that show tonight. Now that Triple H has full control of WWE Creative, do you think we will expect No. I think... Okay, so I think we talked about this after WrestleMania when Triple H placed his boot in the ring. I think the character of Triple H is done, and when I say that, I'm referring to when Vince McMahon was literally going to kill his character off with that limo explosion, and he was going to be off television. We were not going to see Mr. McMahon anymore. The Chris Benoit tragedy happened. Circumstances dictated what they did. I think Triple H made it a point to step away from the Triple H character, so now Paul Levesque is going to be running the company on the creative side of things. And I think he's okay with it. I think he's at a place where he's at peace with not being... He can't, with his heart the way it is and with his body the way it is, he can't be in the ring anymore, so he's making himself be okay with not being as a television character anymore. God, that was too much of a bitch to get out. Will Triple H bring back Bray, Eva Marie, Garganos, etc.? Hopefully not Eva. Probably not Bray. We talked about this yesterday on Dads, Ask the Dads. I think Wyndham Rotunda understands that his success in wrestling as the Bray / Fiend / Eater of Worlds / Mr. Rogers character is done. You can only shoot a man so many times between the eyes before he falls, right? And his creative has just been gutted. If he does come back to wrestling, it could be an AEW, could be an Impact, could be in, at the NWA, and there's also the thing that JJ and I were talking about yesterday. JJ brought it up, actually, of Wyndham Rotunda, wrestling as Wyndham Rotunda. There's a good little program with Cody, ready-made right there. Dusty Rhodes called Barry Wyndham, Bray Wyatt's uncle, the greatest pure natural athlete he'd ever seen in wrestling. I wonder how Cody feels about somebody else besides himself being described by his father as the greatest athlete in wrestling. There's a program there. I don't know if Crystal Light is good for dieting. I don't have the exact thing. There's no calories in these in the flavor I use, the brand I use. I don't think it's actually Crystal. I think it's an off brand. I just say Crystal Light because it's easier to say than Great Value or whatever the hell it's called. But it's just water. It's just water with a little bit of flavoring. So no sugar. Josh on the impression that Santos losing means we get Legado del Fantasma on SmackDown. I'm okay with that. Cody's advertised for a Raw either later this month or early September at the venue. Just because he's advertised doesn't mean he's going to be on in the ring. He could be at Raw, but he won't be in the ring. You got to keep that in mind also. Psycho said, I read that Chris Statlander will be gone for 6 to 8 months due to the injury. Therefore, should AEW have Jade hold the TBS title until she gets back, or should they put it on someone else like Athena? I don't know if that was the plan for Chris to become the TBS champion. I think they're going all in with Jade for now. Athena could be a possibility. It wouldn't surprise me. And so let's see. Yes, okay, so there you go. You know what? I don't have that graphic made yet, Jay, so I completely forgot. Thank you for reminding me. So for the top 10 entrance surprises at Rumble, we're doing that show in January. So there you go. Something to look forward to after the first of the year. I think that's the middle show, so the 16th will be that show in January. Cleaver, Colin Andrews here. Hey, bud. He says, Ragado del Fantasma. Yes, I'm okay with them either show. Or both. Ken says, JM, you might disagree, but I'd be happy if Gunter surpassed Honky Tonk's Intercontinental reign. Yep, I would too. I just do not like Honky Tonk, man, so I'd be 100% okay with that. I didn't like the Honky character when I started watching wrestling. Yeah, I remember he was at the tail end of his run in WWE at that point. But didn't like him then. Didn't like him in WCW, and I was glad that Bischoff fired him. Didn't like him trying to interact with him on a interview level. He was a complete dick to us. So, meh. Go Gunther. AJ said I like the Index. Yes, it was cool to see the hint about Index on Heatwave tonight. Definitely cool. Is Hunter's health improved? If he is, I'm happy. I don't know. I haven't talked to Hunter. Virtue's Army says Leo Rush to rebound. That's what the report says. We'll see. Muhammad says the truth that AEW is dying now. No. Because of WWE potentially buying AEW. No. No. God, you guys. I mean, I've been saying since the Vince reports are coming out, never say never, right? But AEW is just barely a toddler. It's 3 years old, And Triple H just took over creative. Stephanie just took over the business. Let shit breathe, y'all. Let it play out. It's not the end of the world. It's not the beginning of a whole new world or whatever. Just let shit breathe. Dwayne with another spoiler with a $5 super chat. Will NXT UK invade NXT Unite? Are we possibly seeing the demise of NXT UK since the latest set of tapings got canceled? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, if you watch NXT tonight, Gallus was there. I love me some Gallus. I have not watched NXT UK in so long, and I feel like a shitty fan for it. I haven't watched the show on Thursdays or on demand, so I wouldn't necessarily miss the brand itself, but I would miss Gallus. I would miss Trent. I would miss Tyler. I would miss a lot of the guys that were on that show if they weren't brought to NXT proper. So if it is the end of the brand, I hope we get more of the guys coming over. Dun, dun, dun. Should we bring back Pete Dunne or keep him as Butch? Pete Dunne. Jay says the rumor is that the draft will be on the Raw SmackDown post-Clash at the Castle, so that may be why Cody's advertised. There you go. Let's be honest, AEW probably even forget who this AEW TV champion is. Hey, oh, yeah, well, we'll see. Okay, that's more of a show topic than a question, but maybe we'll get there one day. I don't see Triple H bringing back the following out. Okay, Alberto, agreed. Ryback, hopefully, definitely agreed. Nia, probably not. Jackson Riker, more than likely not. Lars Sullivan, more than likely not. Eva Marie, more than likely not. I definitely don't want to bring him back. Skip Ryan Reeves, dickhead. And Jackson Riker is just proven he's certifiably insane at this point with some of his tweets. Piper Niven, get her own name. I did hear that, and I hope she does. All right, I think we are. Okay, so yeah, that's a good point. With the tapings, I think the tapings were canceled because of the World Cup. Because World Cup is a major thing around the world for anybody, not just soccer fans, like football fans. Excuse me, soccer. It's soccer here. Yeah, that was very likely postponed or canceled or whatever because they're having the World Cup over there. So they're probably they're not going to get anybody to come to these tapings because the World Cup's the thing. Probably not. Is Nick Gage retiring or regaining the GCW title from Moxley? I would have him regain the title just to get Moxley out of there for now. I know the GCW fans are happy to have John there, but Nick Gage is tailor-made for that company, and John Moxley needs to, I would think, as a fan, I want him to focus on AEW and the Blackpool Combat Club. I got it right, Jay. You owe me a cookie or something. I don't know, whatever. Thoughts on the Miz pairing with Ciampa? I talked about this earlier. I don't mind them together. I don't think Ciampa's going to be the next John Morrison. I think they have more faith in Ciampa, at least for the interim. I like it so far. NXT UK is not my NXT 2.0. There you go. Or greater than. Yeah, I agree. Do I think WWE will bring back Brandy Rhodes as a on-screen character? My fear is that Cody will get booed because of the association. She was in the ring at the PC. I think we talked about during the sports bar this afternoon. I think she was in the PC in the ring on Friday. So it's not impossible. I don't think it's even improbable. I think it's likely that we'll see Brandy as a character at some point, if she wants to. She said she doesn't want to, so we'll see how things lay out. Big E's return, guys, is all dependent on his recovery. That was a major, major blow to the head and neck that he took, and that's a big man to be taking that kind of blow. So when do I think? When he's healed is the answer to that question. It's a cop-out. It may be a lame answer, but it's what I have. Will Triple H bring back John Morrison and Taya Valkyrie? Nope. If Brandy Rhodes is back with Cody on screen, that'll be the end of him being a big star. Ooh, that's a hot take, but okay. It was for a PC house show, so could just as easily be just to give one of the NXT women an opponent to help work on their skills. Could be. There you go. Whew, after all this, nice. That was a lot. I'm going to try to drink water while you guys get more stuff in. Thank you. Oh. Yeah, I had to pull double duty today, Mom. Sorry if I sound a little scratchy. I ended up being on the sports bar today because Mikey's co-host ended up tagging out for her being sick, so now I'm like, I just had dinner, so I'm a little worn out here. Cena versus Cody for Cena's last match? Sure. Why not? I don't really worry about when John's gonna have his last match. I don't think even John worries about his last match. You know, I really don't. I always like seeing him come back. I always like seeing the presentation when they do bring him back, but I don't like yearn for it. I don't, oh, here he comes. It's one of those. They get a match with Cody, cool. They put him with Theory, cool. They put him back with, Roman again, cool. They put him with Brock, I ain't going. That's not happening. If they want to give John like a send off, I don't know if even John wants a send off type thing like Flair got, like Shawn got, like all these guys, like Undertaker got, because it just leads to the inevitable. If he comes back, then he shits on it. So, would I rather take a slap from Dr. Death or Stephanie, both in their prime? Stephanie. Steve Williams would knock my freaking head off my shoulders. Or at least spinning around freaking Exorcist style. No way am I taking a slap from Dr. Death, Steve Williams. Can WWE get in legal trouble since it was reported that a WWE rep was in contact with a contracted AEW star for a return to the company? I could be. The legalities of the situation. No, Psycho means Dr. Death, Steve Williams. No, Psycho means Dr. Death, Steve Williams. Dr. D. David Schultz is also a big heavy hitter, but Dr. Death, Steve Williams was a legend also, Ken. Anyway, I haven't heard about this story, to be honest with you, Richard, but yeah, that is a problem. If they're negotiating with somebody that's still under contract with their company, that's illegal. My thoughts on Goldberg's comments on Bret Hart on Talk Jericho recently. Oh my God, I'm so sick of this whole friggin' thing right now. I'm going to adjust my seat because I'm uncomfortable. So, okay, look, I pick on Goldberg a lot, especially about the Bret thing. I have, and I admit that. But here's the deal. Here's the thing. Buy the shirt, whatever you want to say. Bill's right. Like, we need to get over it. Including me. Right? Bret's career was over. It is what it is. Bret's even said he allowed the stress of it to cause the stroke. Not the kick itself. So if he can admit that on a public interview, then he needs to stop getting on Bill's case, and so do we. Randy should be seen as last match. That I would agree with also. I feel like it's going to be Cena versus Orton or Cena versus Edge for, in Christian's voice, one more match. Could be, Jay. Oh, you meant Schultz. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Either way, the answer is Stephanie. Because David Schultz was David Schultz was a bad motherfucker. And ask John Stossel about David Schultz, like you said in the chat. It's crazy. Definitely Stephanie either way. Did I see a fan ask Sasha if she was going to WWE today? She just ignored him. We are obsessing way too much on the Sasha thanks attitude thing. Like, I get it. It's newsworthy-ish because she's still being the diva that we all think she is when she walked out of the company. I could honestly give a shit if she comes back at this point. I'm so tired of hearing about it. I really am. If she comes back, great. If she wrestles like she used to, great. If she doesn't, I don't care. Because they don't care, at least they don't seem to, about the WWE Women's Tag Team division. Or the singles division, for that matter. Where the Triple H is, booking this tournament, and they've got Bianca against Bayley and her team or not, it's like, it still seems like a hodgepodge cluster. So, until that changes, I really don't care either way. Yes, it was Dr. Death, David Schultz. You know what? Okay, they called David Schultz Dr. D. Dr. Death was Steve Williams. Either way, if you're asking about Steve Williams or David Schultz, versus a Stephanie slap. The answer, Stephanie. I'd rather take that one. Hope that's clear. Because both Schultz and Williams were, yeah, no thanks. King Mike, this is Talk Wrestling. This is just me. Every Tuesdays are just me. Open mic night is on Saturdays. Josh, I get both sides of the Goldberg-Brett thing. Personally, in my honest opinion, this needs to end by Goldberg apologizing to Brett to his face, not on media or podcast, face-to-face only way. Yep. I would agree. Random thought, Jeff, Armageddon 2000 Hell in a Cell was overrated. Agreed. I think it's a cool spot with Rikishi the Undertaker, but the match itself was a big, giant, 6-man cluster. Bart Gunn wasn't afraid of Steve Williams. No, but he should have been. And he should have been afraid of Butterbean, too. And yes, JJ's in the chat room. King Mike, so there you go. Jeff, what topic would I like to see Vice do? God, there's a lot still that could. Would I rather be live in a stadium where the Cowboys win the Super Bowl or an arena where the Kings win the Stanley Cup? Kings every time. But I've already done that. So the answer right now is the Cowboys because I haven't seen that live yet. Because as was pointed out to me by every football fan the last couple of weeks and my own sister on social media this week, the Cowboys have not won a Super Bowl since 1996. So, and I've only been to a couple football games, and none of them were championship level. So, yeah, Cowboys is the answer for now. Am I getting a video game? I'm not. Dylan might. If Dylan asks for it, I'll buy it for him. Would I rather get a kick in the nuts from China or have to listen to Vicky Guerrero screaming, excuse me, for an hour straight, Vicky? Because I can always go get my hearing repaired. Joni kicks me in the nuts. I'm definitely not having any more children, but I'd like to maybe keep an option open. Honestly, as far as the dark side question, I would probably say the Vince thing just to see what all comes out once and for all. I have been a Dallas Cowboys fan, Ken, since they drafted Troy Aikman out of UCLA. That's why, for everybody wondering why a Southern California boy is a Dallas Cowboys fan, two reasons actually. One, because they drafted Aikman out of UCLA here in Southern California, and two, because my high school, where I played football and attended and where I've been going to football games since I'm 7 years old, our team is the Cowboys. So, there's that answer, long and short of it. Is there someone Triple H would like to induct in the Hall of Fame now that Vince is gone? Sure there is. Josh says, speaking of China, the AEW Legends of DX mentioning China a lot. Yeah, we briefly did this on social media, Josh. I'm glad they brought Joni's mom on there. I think it was good for Jan to be able to say what she said on camera, be able to get it out, because I know it's been on her mind and on Kathy's mind a lot more than we've been let down, right? I mean, it's been over 6 years and it's still such a mucker futher for everybody that knew Joni. But it's good that she's being mentioned as part of the legacy of the company and as a member of DX and all that goes with that. Do I think she deserves a solo induction still? Yes. Do I think she will get it? No. What is the true definitive California baseball team? The Angels or the Dodgers? I'm going to piss off a lot of people I love. But it's the Angels. Angels were started here. They were the California Angels. They were actually Los Angeles Angels before the Dodgers were even Los Angeles Dodgers. That's not true. I take that back. Retract. But the Angels were founded and formed here in LA County. The Dodgers were in Brooklyn before they came here. So the answer is the Angels, whether the boys in blue and the Dodger Nation like it or not. Key says Priest increased Reed Edge next week due to the T-Bar debuting as a new member. God, I hope not. Hearing them all talk about Joni, even Sean. Hearing Sean Waltman talk about Joni was hard. Hard, but necessary, for sure. Yeah, right. Who would I book to win the Trios Championship for AEW? At the way the brackets are laid out, Adam Cole and Red Dragon. Definitely. Definitely would do that way. If they're going to go with Kenny in the Bucks, that's fine too. If Kenny's the guy, we'll find out tomorrow. You know, if it's not Kenny, they got to do something big. They really do got to deliver something major. If it's not Kenny Omega on that show, on that team. All right, we're down to that 3-minute mark before I hit 45. So let me go ahead and get my shit in here, as Brian Cage would say. If you guys want to get any more questions in, please see it for the super chat so I actually see them, because I'm not going to see them if they don't pop up. I didn't load any graphics. Well, then I don't have any plugs. Hell with it. Let's just keep going. Screw it. I plugged everything I wanted to plug. Oh, by the way, No DQ review episode 200. Make sure you subscribe to NoDQ.com. Check out all the breaking news on the website. Check out the No DQ review episode 200 this week. I can't believe it's gotten 200. Hell, even the shows I did on the old No DQ, old era No DQ never hit 200. So, congrats to Aaron, congrats to Virtue, congrats to everybody involved. Again, I will be there. I'll be there in spirit, and I'm gonna send a video along to the boss to show on the air. So, let's see. Undisputed Elite are in the brackets, are they not? Adam Cole and Red Dragon? If they're not, then I'll definitely go with the Bucks and whoever their partner is. Psycho says, seriously, I want to believe Triple H has plans for people like T-Bar and Nikki ASH and others that need name changes, but I'm still skeptical since they can easily be forgotten for new people. I agree with that. Special Greg Cherry. Oh, there you go. Josh with the plug. Special Greg Cherry show episode Saturday night, August 20th, with Josh and Greg doing the NFL Fantasy Football League draft. So there you go. Of course, Greg Cherry shows tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern Pacific after Renegades Reviews this week. He continues Keenan and Kel week with Good Burger. And then Friday will be Kel only on that Keenan and Kel side of things with Mystery Men. His new release this week is Bullet Train with Brad Pitt and Sandra Bullock. Warzone Sunday next Monday for JJ is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on Renegades Reviews. And then he and I will be doing the top 10 SummerSlam title changes. And again, the Super Chat donations for that show will go directly into the Renegade Birthday Fund. So be looking for that. Super Chat on Thursday for the NerdQ review, guys. Please, please, please. And yes, I agree. All the hugs to and prayers to Virtue. Again, he's had a loss in his life. So please show Virtue some love on Thursday. All the Super Chats for Virtue on Thursday. Jeff's going to be The Rock. No, I won't be live, unfortunately. I can't even do live because where I'll be at the time they are going live will be much too loud. So I'll be pre-taping. I'm even worse than The Rock. I'm doing a pre-tape. Isn't that a bitch? If I could ask Triple H one question about the future of WWE, what would you ask him? Where are you going to build the Hall of Fame building? And when is it going to open? I know it's a two-parter. That's a cop-out. I forgot. If I could find a way to ask it without asking more than one question, I would ask him where the Hall of Fame is going to be and when it's going to open. Dun, 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 dun. All right, kids. It is that time. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Everybody that's here tonight, all of you that are watching across the, as we call it, the Jeff Meacham Multiverse of Media. Thank you to JJ and everybody for that nickname. We'll see you tomorrow for Renegades Reviews on the Cassidy Studios with Good Burger. right back here on the Jeff Meacham Network and the Greg Cherry brand with the Greg Cherry Show, and then after Dynamite with Aaron and reviewing of Dynamite on NoDQ.com. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys right back here next time. I agree, Josh. Good night, guys.